Alright, this is the start of a new series of devlogs of my new project I'm calling Mothership. Mothership is a space exploration game where you start with your simple one-man space jet and build up your mothership by exploring distant planets and galaxies, and picking up crew members along the way. I'm going to be writing this game in Java using the Lightweight Java Game Library, or LWJGL, which acts as a wrapper for OpenGL, or Open Graphics Library. I'm going to be documenting the process of this development through this series. What you're seeing now is a sped up snippet of the setup process, so things like the basic render and the shaders and stuff. And here is the finished product. Here is Mothership. Okay, maybe not, but this is the first stage. I have set up a basic rendering system for entities, which may not seem like much, but I've been working hard on architecture because on a project like this you have to get it right from the get-go, otherwise it's horrible. So I've added a component system for entities and some batch rendering and a scene controller system and just making it all nice and clean. Next I'm going to tackle GUIs, which at its core is very simple, but it's just a quad. But if the system isn't right, then they're just a pain. I hate GUIs, they're so finicky, and when you resize the window they mess up. But I'm hoping that if I get it right now, I will never have to touch them again. So I've written the GUI rendering. It can do textures and solid colours, but the main thing I want to focus on is the architecture. I've done two main parts here. The first one is a parent-child relationship. So you can set a parent or a child for a GUI. So you can see I've got two GUIs here, the brick textured GUI and the grey GUI. The grey GUI is a child of the brick textured GUI. So what does that mean? Firstly, it means it's layered on top. And secondly, it means that its scale and position is relative to the parent GUI rather than the window. So both of these are set to have a scale of 0.5, but you can see that the brick is 0.5 for the whole screen, like it normally would be without this, and the grey GUI is 0.5 of the brick texture. The other thing I've done is I've added constraint system. So you can see at the moment I've added, as an example, a constraint that sets the size of this GUI to always be, I believe, 200 pixels. So it's setting it to a constant pixel rate. So when you resize, it keeps the same pixels. And I could make this anything. I could change this so that I could have an anchor constraint, so it makes sure it's always 10 pixels away from the left, say, or I could make it so that it's a certain pixels tall and not wide, or anything really. It's all there, ready. We just have an abstract constraint and then I can build off of that. So I'm fairly happy with this. We'll see how well it holds up when I add text next, which might not be too fun. So I added text. It can wrap to the parent GUI, so on resize or if it's just already a certain size, and it tries to do it on a word rather than a single character, and it also has assigned distance fields, so later on I can resize it and it won't be pixelated. So adding a couple of other small things like light attenuation and mip mapping, and then fixing a couple of bugs, the skeleton is now all ready. That is the setup done. Of course that's not the most interesting part of the process, and I'm sorry about that, but we can now build this game up from here. So I'm very much looking forward to that, but that's all I've got for this one. So I hope you got what you came for. Cheers.